Hi guys, it's Sissy, and I'm coming on today to share with you this Scarabeo Trilogy book set. It's like this. You have volume 1, which was released in 2015, I believe, the first edition. And this is Tarot Fundamentals. And volume number 2 is Tarot Experience. And volume number 3 is Tarot Compendium. Okay? These books are so nice. They're big hardback books. But the first one, Fundamentals, it's... Oops, that's my dog. Sorry about that. Tarot Fundamentals. And this is a variety of topics are in here. You have different authors in here. We have Giordano Berti, Tally Goodwin, Sasha Graham, Marcus Katz, Mark McElroy, Riccardo Minetti, and Barbara Moore. And it says edited and compiled by Sasha Graham. So you get all kinds of information in this. You get like tarot history, how to read the cards, about the major arcana. And then the front of the books are all the same, and they are the High Priestess from the Tarot Illuminati. It's the only time you see a card from the deck, the Tarot Illuminati, is on the front cover of the books, which is very beautiful, right? And today I'm going to talk about Tarot Fundamentals because there's just so much. Like the Tarot Experience, this is more on how-to of tarot reading and for how to understand, interpret the cards in the real world. And they give you spreads and time spreads and difference in, you know, between doing in-person and virtual readings. So basically this is about how to be a professional tarot reader, I guess, sort of like that, right? And then the Tarot Compendium, it's got like Kabbalah, tarot correspondences, numerology, card interpretations, and like esoteric. So this is really good too. I really like this one too. But I want to talk today about Tarot Fundamentals. And real quick, on the red book, you get a red ribbon. On the green book, you get a green ribbon. And on the blue, you get a blue. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and on the images in the book, you will have images from the tarot, the Universal Tarot, which is Scarabeo. And every image in this book is a Scarabeo deck in here. But the main, I'll show you, the main images for each of the cards, like this here, is from this Universal Tarot, which the illustrations come from Roberto De Angelis. It's like a redrawing of the Rider-Waite-Smith, so they picked this deck as a reference deck, right? Which I'll leave that full right there, so when we get to it, you can see. But yeah, and I also have the Golden Universal, which is the same images, but has the gold on the deck. And this is a very beautiful deck too. I'm sure everybody knows it. But you get gold in the images. Very pretty. Okay. I just wanted to let you know that real quick, that that's what the main cards have this, okay? This book... Okay, quick side note. Did you guys know that Sasha Graham was a B-movie actress? That was a little quick thing I did not know about. So, okay. So, Tarot Fundamentals, right? And then it tells you about each of the authors in the book, okay? So, it lists each one, gives you a little bio on them. And then it gives you a timeline of each volume of the books. Like it shows the Fundamentals as a beginner reader. The volume 2 Experience is an intermediate reader. And then the Compendium volume 3 is for advanced readers. But the table of contents is, you get all this tarot arcana, how to read tarot, readings, techniques, tarot history, and additional content. But where this book really is great, and I know it is a big book, but this is a great book to have in your tarot library. So I just want to get to the start of the majors. There we go. I was going to show you the full. So this big image is from the Universal Tarot. But it's really cool. It has the title of the card and then 2 keywords. And in this case, we have the Fool with Innocence and Madness. And then it lists the symbols, and they are numbered on here so you can find them. So we have the bag on the shoulder, his clothing, the animal, and the feather. And it tells you about them. And then when you turn it over, it tells you a description of the Fool. And then what I like on the Major Arcana, it has, when the Fool speaks to you, he says. And if you're on the Magician, it'll say, when the Magician speaks to you, he says. So that's really cool in all the Major Arcana. So you get that, and then you get upright and reversed, and then you get a bunch of keywords. And then historically, the Fool is depicted in one of 2 iconographic traditions, either as a ragged beggar or a jester. And on the Major Arcana, you get these 3 cards always. The card from the Viscani Tarot, from the Marseille, and the Pictorial Key. And then when you turn it over, on every Major Arcana, you get a card of that particular image. So like for the Fool, you get 10 different images from 10 different decks. And they're all Los Scarabeo decks. So, and it'll have a keyword under each one for that particular deck. Like here's the Dark Grimoire, and it says Madness. And then we have the Tarot of the Pagan Cats, and it says Potential. So you get the idea. It's very, very cool. And then you have alternative names for the Fool. And then you go on to the next one. So we have Magician, and it lists all the symbols on the Magician. And then about the Magician, and when the Magician speaks, upright reverse, keywords, Viscani, Marseille, and Pictorial Key. And then the 10 magicians from 10 different decks. So that's pretty cool. Like the Pagan Cat, Tarot of the Pagan Cats, it says using skills and resources. So, I mean, this is just so great. Now let me go to the Minor Arcana so you can see. So we start with the Minor Arcana, the Ace of Wands, and it goes Ace through 10 on each suit. And then after that, it goes into the court cards. So here you have keywords. Well, first, let me show you the title, Ace of Wands, Creativity and Initiative. Then you get keywords, and then it tells you what's going on in this image. And also, real quick, this correlations, this is really cool on all the minors. It has for each one, like number 1, element fire, Sephiroth Kether, the crown. The season is autumn and disposition is melancholic. It says esoteric name, the root of the powers of fire. Now, the only thing, they do list the wands as autumn, and I see the pentacles as autumn, and the wands as spring, cups as summer, and swords as winter. That's how I see it. That's just how I see it. But that's fine. It doesn't interfere with my enjoyment of this book. So, but yeah, that's really cool how it has that for the minors. And then for the minors, you get 6 different images from 6 different cards for each of the cards. So you have, and it lists the name of the deck here. And then there's a keyword under each one. So very cool. And then you get upright and reversed, and then lessons. So yeah, it says aspects of the Arcana expressed in various decks. So very cool. And I'll show you another one. We have the Two of Wands, keywords about the image, and then the correlation. So like on the Two of Wands, it says number 2, Separat Chakma, which is wisdom. The element is fire. The planet is Mars, and the sign is Aries. And the esoteric name is Lord of Dominion. So very, very neat that you get all that. Now is the time to make your plans. So, traditional, upright, and reversed, and then your lessons. And I'll just give you a quick example of the lessons. So for the Two of Wands, it is never too late to make a plan for the future. Visualize your desire before reaching for it. The world is your pearl. So very cool, right? And I know I'm just going over this real quick, but I just want you to see, I mean, these books have been so great for me. The Compendium one, the 3rd volume, it got really heavy into numerology, which I love numerology. When I first started, I was all about, you know, the elements and what they meant and astrology. And like, I didn't give a lot of weight to numerology, but I was new. I didn't realize. But then once I put numerology with the tarot, that's when it just opened up for me. So if I could give a tip to any beginner, it's learn your elements, you know, like cups or emotions, feelings, you know, relationships, you know, that type of thing. And then learn numerology 1 through 10. You will learn the tarot so much quicker. It's just, yes, numerology. That's my 2 cents, okay? And it's a fact. But anyway, here we go. The 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups. Okay, you have the keywords, and then the image, and then the correlations. So I'm just going to give you real quick on the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups, your keywords are omen and disenchantment. Then on keywords, you get expectation, disappointment, boredom, discouragement, new ideal, nausea, saturation, refusal, disdain, habits, dissatisfaction, discontent, and distraction. And then for the image, it says, a man sits at the foot of a leafy tree. He observes 3 cups placed on the grass before him. An arm appears out of a cloud, handing him another cup. The cup is offered despite the man's detachment and boredom. Perhaps he does not see the cup. And then for the correlations, it says number 4, the separat is chesed, mercy. Element is water, planet is moon, and the sign is Cancer. And the esoteric name, Lord of Blended Pleasure. Now, I'm just now studying, you know, pretty heavy about the Tree of Life and the separats, and so I'm really getting into that now. So very cool, right? And then here you get life passes quickly if you don't pay attention. So the detached attitude of the character sitting under the tree is interpreted in several ways. You can sense a feeling of boredom, physical and intellectual laziness. He does not seem interested in anything. The character's attitude can be disappointment, leading to discouragement and distrust. The tree expresses roots in a place and also the ability to bear fruit. The figure expresses an attitude rejecting what is offered, considering it of little importance, and hopes to achieve much more. There is a glimpse of detachment from worldly pleasures represented by the 3 cups. He waits for true love, symbolized by the cup emerging from the cloud. The card recalls that desires and dreams are part of reality, like things that are well known and already experienced. Many people refer to this card as the Buddha under the tree who awaits enlightenment. And then you have the aspects of the Arcana expressed in various decks. I love that you have the Pagan Tarot here because I do enjoy this deck. And it says, not noticing what's most precious. So, yeah, so that was just an example of the Minor Arcana, okay? And then you move into the which started with the wands, okay? But I'm here on the Queen of Cups. It says sensitivity and emotionality. So then you get keywords, alternate names, the friend, and then about the image, right? Listening with your heart, so it gives you a meaning of the Queen of Cups. And then what I love about the quartz, it has reflected in you. So if you get a court card, so for example, on the Queen of Cups, it says reflected in you. When you are empathic and feel deeply for another person, truly knowing what it means to walk in their shoes, you embody the Queen of Cups. Emotional nurturing, creative support, and flirtation are all activating her qualities inside of you. It is important not to take on and bring home the emotions and attitudes of others if you carry many of the Queen of Cups empathic qualities. Very cool, right? And then you get the upright reversed, and then the physical persona. It tells you what occupations this person could have, and it gives you an appearance, okay, which they talk about it later in the book, like different ways to look at the quartz as people. And one of the methods is the appearance, okay? Which we read it as personalities. I say that's how you should read it. But, you know, old school, some people do still, like it says appearance, blonde-haired female, fair skin, light eyes. Okay, so old school, I believe, still probably would do that. But, no. But anyway, strategy, behavior, and attitude. So it tells you that the Queen is receptiveness and experience, right? So it's got emotional perception. Receive, understand, listen, think, adapt, accept, embrace, tolerate, convert, and endure. Emotions, sensations, feelings, spirituality, emotions, dreams, passions, intuition, unconscious memories. Receptiveness, listening, waiting, patience, understanding, reflection, internalization, introspection, and femininity. And then the experience is confidence, skill, knowledge, custom, security, calm, lucid, certainty, and habit. So cool. So then with the quartz, you do get 10 different images from 10 different decks. So aspects of the Arcana expressed in various decks. So we have various decks here with the Queen of Cups, which is very cool. Right? So I love that on the quartz. And then it talks about historical decks, art decks, metaphysical decks, and tarot deck themes. And it tells you how to consecrate your new deck, like smudging, crystal, all that, tarot symbols. And in this book, they have the hero's journey, okay? And it tells you that the 1 through 7 is the earthly journey, conquering the material world. And then from Strength card to the Temperance card is the spiritual journey, finding spiritual enlightenment. And then from the Devil to the World card is called the Heavenly Journey, communing with the divine. So it tells you the universal story, the earthly journey, the spiritual journey, and then the heavenly journey. So very interesting. And then there's variations and numbers and the 4 suits. So they tell you all about the suits. Oh, is this the one where, okay. Yeah. So they list the Page and the Queen as both receptiveness, okay? And the Knight and the King are assertiveness. But up top, you have the Queen and King who both have experience. But one is receptive, one is assertive. And the Page and Knight are both potential, but one is receptive and one is assertive. So very cool. And then it goes on to compare the page and the queen, and the page and the knight and the king, and the king and the queen. It's just, I mean, this book is just chock full of useful information, okay? And then it gives you the tarot timelines, history, historic decks, and this is a fortune deck. Okay, and then you get to this part, right? Linnea Weatherstone, and she gives major arcana advice. And here's what it says. When you are a newcomer to tarot, the sheer amount of information available can be overwhelming. Hundreds, thousands of books, articles, websites, forums, and tutorials clamor for your attention. So let's go straight to the source, the major arcana itself. These 22 personas and archetypes have definite opinions on how to work with tarot. And frankly, they think it's about time we ask them. Over to you, Majors. Tell the new reader what they need to know. So then she tells you, like, in tarot. So let's do the Magician, for example. The most important ingredient in magic is belief, and the same goes for tarot. Like any magical tool, tarot is an extension of yourself. The cards are not the magic, and you are not the magic. The cards and the reader work together symbolically. If you don't believe you can read the cards, the magical exchange occurring between you and the cards will falter and fizzle. Believe in your abilities. Don't second guess yourself. Open up to the magic that is tarot. So she's helping the new reader along through the major arcana. So that's neat. I don't know what this deck is. It doesn't list. So this is an unknown deck right here. So I don't know if the images were just drawn for this, but it's very beautiful. Yeah. So then you get to the back and it has all of, oh yeah, Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin, they do tarot and social media. So that's pretty cool, right? And then you get to Richard Webster, and he's doing the talking tarot. So that's very neat. And then you have the glossary in the back. So anyway, I know I went really quickly through that, but I wanted to share this Tarot Trilogy book set is just a wonderful addition to your tarot library. So like I pull for this quite often for reference, and I really, really enjoy it. So, all right, you guys, that was Los Scarabeo's Tarot Fundamentals. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will come back for Tarot Experience at a later date. I will talk to you all again real soon. Bye-bye.